Hello, friends, welcome to Literature Talks. This is Adelina, and today's topic is all about the essence of tragedy in Shakespearean plays. We all know about Shakespeare. He is widely regarded as the greatest writer of all time in English literature. Shakespeare is the greatest playwright, and he is well known for his tragical plays. This tragedy has been originated in the Greek literature. When one talks about tragedy, this tragedy is the highest form of poetry. Tragic drama is actually divided into two types. One, it is the classical drama, and the next is romantic drama. Classical drama belongs to the ancient Greece, whereas romantic drama is a modern creation which has been developed from the classical drama. Shakespeare has written majority of his tragedies under the rule of James I, and most of his tragedies are based on the historical figures. Shakespeare has written 11 tragedies, and the most famous ones are Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, and King Lear. The essence of a Shakespearean tragedy begins with the character as well as the plot. The whole plot is composed of several parts, and it begins with exposition, then to conflict, and there comes the crisis, then it goes down to the denouncement and catastrophe. The sufferings of a hero is exceptional in Shakespearean tragedy. When we take the example of Hamlet, all the aspects of a tragic hero and a tragic flaw is applied in the play Hamlet. Before that, one must know who is a tragic hero. A tragic hero is a person who is born of a noble birth. They do have some kind of imperfections and they would have been wounded by some kind of traumatic experience. They do have a fatal flaw which leads to the realization of themselves as well as it eventually leads to the significant downfall. So all these characteristics are applied in Hamlet. Hamlet is regarded as a tragic hero because he is a person of high rank who decides to take revenge on Claudius for his father's death. He begins to go crazy while trying to find the right way and right time to kill Claudius. Hamlet kills many people and he makes many people to suffer, such as Ophelia, Laertes, Gertrude, Polonius, Claudius, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. And all these are considered to be an aspect of a tragic hero. He displays the traits of a noble rank and he violates the law and causes pain for others, which leads him to a fatal death. The same could be applied in Othello also. There is a kind of fatality and inevitability in Shakespearean tragedy. All the calamities comes from a character in action. Example, in Othello, the downfall of the play is because of his jealousiness towards his wife Desdemona, which causes him to kill his innocent wife. Though Othello is depicted as a charismatic, thoughtful, and skilled leader, but towards the end of the play, we could see that his downfall is all because of his jealousiness. In every Shakespearean tragedy, the antagonist is given equal importance when compared to the protagonist of the play. In Othello, Iago is a man of great intelligence who uses his intelligence in creating a rift between Othello and Desdemona, and he eventually succeeds in manipulating Othello to kill Desdemona, which eventually leads to the death of Othello. In Shakespeare's tragedy, the protagonist not only faces external struggles but also internal struggles. And those internal struggles are filled with insanity, hallucination, etc. Shakespeare also takes a mixture of supernatural elements in his tragedy, which leads to the conflict of the play. The tragic flaw in Macbeth occurs because he listened too much to the three witches as well as to his wife Lady Macbeth. The influence of the female character, Lady Macbeth, leads to the fatal flaw of the protagonist in the play Macbeth. The portrayal of women in Shakespeare's tragedies is an important aspect to be noted because Lady Macbeth is the one who manipulated Macbeth. The same could be seen in Antony and Cleopatra. These influence of female characters is also a reason towards the downfall of the protagonist. Aristotle has put forth the unities of time, place, and action, and these aspects has been reversed in Shakespeare's tragedies, because in Shakespeare's tragedies there has been many subplots within the plot. The importance has been shifted from the plot to the character. Even subordinate characters are also given much importance. All these aspects cannot be seen in the unities which is put forth by Aristotle. According to the Greek writers, a tragical play must possess only the tragic qualities. In Shakespeare's tragedies, we could see a little sense of humor through certain characters which is used to relieve the people from a great amount of pain. In the scenes of gravediggers in Hamlet and Macbeth and Porter, the scenes of King and the Fool in King Lear, all these are not much comical, but still it brings a relief to the people who are deeply sunk in sadness. Thus, all the sides of human characters is reflected in Shakespeare's tragedies. Thus, the genre tragedy is not simply about bad situations. Tragedy is a way to examine the effect of bad fortune and bad choices in a tragic hero. A tragedy cannot be a simple problem, but something that strikes at the core of the life of protagonist. A tragic hero loses his prestige, power, love, etc. And a tragic hero must have a tragic flaw. All these qualities are beautifully portrayed in the plays of Shakespeare. Nevertheless, Shakespeare is undefeatedly the greatest writer of all time.